Hey, all you Mahoning and Shenango Valley weather geeks, it is Weather for Weather Geeks time on this Monday. This show is not to be confused with Weather Geeks, which is on the Weather Channel on Sundays. This is Weather for Weather Geeks, and this show has been on well before Weather Geeks on the Weather Channel. Anyway, all kidding aside, let's get to it today. It is the 9th day of February. Good time as we're about a third of the way through the month to check in on how the month has gone so far across North America. And no surprise here in Ohio and Pennsylvania, it's been colder than average by about 3 degrees. Look at all the warmth out west. Be in the 80s in Phoenix again this afternoon. And this pattern, this general pattern, warm in the west and cold in the east, it's going to continue. It looks like maybe through the end of the month. So when you compare the three winter months, December, January, February is likely to be the most brutal compared to average than the other two. Of course, December was actually pretty mild, and January was pretty cold, but I think February is going to turn out to be an even colder month. All right, our weather over the weekend progressed pretty much as expected. Got a little warmer yesterday than we thought it would, on Friday, but after a high of 52 degrees in some spots on Sunday, the colder air wrapped in Sunday night. We had a couple of hours of freezing rain overnight from about 1 to about 4 a.m. I made things real slick out there this morning, and I know I was scraping like a maniac in my car this morning trying to get out. My car was pretty well encased. That precipitation is now gone, and we're just left with a lot of clouds and, of course, cold temperatures. What a change from yesterday. It's 19 in Youngstown. At the same time yesterday at the airport, it was around 47 degrees, and again, some places hit 50 on Sunday. Lots of teens, 20s, a few lower 30s down towards the Ohio River, and boy, after kind of a snow drought, they are making up for lost time up in Boston, where they've had an exceptionally snowy period, and they're not done yet. The snow continues, and there could be one or even two more opportunities for heavy snow in Boston and southern New England by the end of this week and into the weekend. So they are really just getting pummeled up there with tons and tons of snow. Well, I mentioned the temperatures out west. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to be out here today. If you know anybody that's vacationing out in the Southwest, they're loving it. They're pushing 70 around late morning in Phoenix. It's already into the 70s in Dallas and San Antonio, even up towards Denver. It's beautiful outside. That's where the warmth is going to stay for the time being. Our pattern is not a warm one at all during the coming days. So let's talk about what this week has in store. The big story overall for the next week is the cold that's coming at the end of the week and into the weekend. Until then, tomorrow's a quiet day. We'll see some sunshine on our Tuesday. This is Tuesday afternoon's map. Low pressure off the coast of the Carolinas. Gentle northeasterly flow with high pressure up over Canada. And we'll see some sun. It's still going to be pretty chilly, though, on Tuesday. On Wednesday, our next Arctic front will approach. I think most of Wednesday is tranquil, but towards the end of the day, towards late afternoon and evening, pretty strong-looking clipper moving through Michigan. Cold front back here. A little warm front can be drawn here, and it'll warm up decently Wednesday. We've got a shot at 35 or so on Wednesday, if not 40 in some spots. But I do think there'll be some flurries and snow showers breaking out as we go deeper into the afternoon, and especially the evening and the overnight as the cold front comes in. And those snow showers will continue into the day on Thursday. So a lot of the modeling is pointing towards the possibility of at least an inch or two out of this when you combine Wednesday night and Thursday. Here's the SREF plumes. If you're new to this, just a real quick tutorial here. This is a computer model that is run 21 different times. Each of those 21 runs has slightly different atmospheric conditions baked into the model. This is to account for the fact that we cannot sample the atmosphere perfectly and probably never will be able to. So you account for the inevitable errors in the data feeding into the model by tweaking things a lot of different times. Each run of the model is shown or indicated by a line here. The accumulations of snow over here on the left, if they're a little hard to read, right here's 2 inches, up here's 4 inches. The dark line that runs kind of in the middle of all these lines, that's the average or the mean of all the runs. And the SREF's pointing towards at the Youngstown Warren Airport about 1.5 inches between Wednesday night and Thursday. It's not going to be a big snow, but some of us will get 1 inch or two out of this, and there's going to be a lot of wind by Thursday morning. So blowing snow, this real light, fluffy, dusty snow is going to be blowing around. It's going to be a very windy day, I think, coming up on Thursday with low pressure cranking up here, falling temperatures, howling winds. Not a nice day on Thursday. And then the wind's going to settle down by Friday morning, but it's going to be very cold. I think we'll wake up Friday around zero, on either side of zero by a couple of degrees, with wind chills perhaps 10 below, 15 below. I would suspect, I think there are some schools that are off on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But if there are schools that are in session, this could be a day for some 2-hour delays. As we head into the weekend, this is when things get even more interesting. Let's skip ahead here to Saturday. Another Arctic front, and this one's even stronger, heading our way. This is Saturday morning, low pressure. This one tracking a little farther to the south. And this is going to cruise through during the day Saturday and probably bring another round of snow showers, another possibility of some modest accumulations with this on Saturday. And boy, then the Arctic Hounds are really released Saturday night. This is not a fun map at all. Saturday night, Valentine's night. If you've got date night, wear a heavy jacket. It's going to be cold. We've got snow showers flying around on this map. Look how tightly packed together the isobars are here. Very windy. Travel could be a little bit tough. Again, probably not a lot of snow, but enough to cause some slowdowns Saturday evening into overnight. And then Sunday morning, daybreak Sunday. This could be a morning where we are below zero, and with this kind of wind, these wind chills Sunday morning could be sub -20 first thing Sunday morning. That could be a dangerously cold morning, and probably the coldest morning of the winter season in a lot of places. Maybe not for the actual temperature, but certainly for the wind chill values. I think Sunday morning could be the toughest morning of the entire season, and high temperatures on Sunday may not get out of the single digits above zero. Our coldest day last winter was 2 above, and I'm not sure if it's that cold this time, but this could be a day here on Sunday where highs are somewhere between 5 and 10, and 10 might be pretty optimistic. And the wind chills will be below zero all day. So a real tough day coming up on Sunday. So again, the big story in the longer range is the medium range, I should say, is the intense cold coming at the end of the week into the weekend. And then looking at the longer range, this is the 8 to 16 day outlook. Nothing changes. I mean, this is shaping up to be a pretty darn cold February. Longer range shows still lots and lots of cold air. These colors are the temperatures compared to average for the 8 to 16 day period. This kind of a modest purple color is probably around -7, -8 for that 8-day period. That's significant. This is looking like a very cold February across the Midwest and the East, and in the plains where the winter hasn't been too bad. Some of this cold's finally going to make some inroads back into the middle of the country as well, while the West stays warm. All right, I hope you stay warm over the next several days. Thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday. You can check out my updated forecast on the TV side as usual tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. I'll see you then.